friends, this side Shruti from PTE Tutorials Oasis Group. I'm back with one more new speaking module mini mock. Uh, so one of you have sent me a message in the question chat box that how to do the describe images, and I'm getting difficulties in explaining the line graph. Raghav, I think you have sent me that question. Before we start our speaking mini mock, let me tell you one thing in describe image. In describe image, whatever you can infer from the image, just start speaking that. And I would say line graph is one of the easiest questions under describe images. You probably will be getting the problem because in line graphs you are only having a line, one or two words will be written on y-axis and x-axis, and now how to stretch your word count in your speech, that is the problem, that how to maintain the fluency. I would say start speaking anything, because in describe images you are scored only and only for your speaking means your fluency will be judged there. Maintaining the fluency in describe images is the utmost important thing that you have to take care. So just speak anything, just speak about their size, the color, the shape, whatever you can infer from there. Because describing the image, nowhere it is mentioned in this way that you have to describe one particular image by speaking only and only the data which is given on the screen. Nowhere it is mentioned. So just describe one image in your own words, and only one thing you have to take care here, maintain your fluency. Your fluency should not go down. Don't fumble anywhere. Even if you have spoken one word wrong, one figure wrong, please speak anything. Don't go back and don't correct yourself. The moment you will be going back and you are correcting yourself, it means that you have fumbled. That is the thing we should avoid in our describing the images. That's it. And sir, I would just recommend you one thing. Go to PTE Tutorials YouTube channel, and 2-3 months back, I gave in the month of I think June month, I gave one superb webinar on new described images. Just go and watch it. All the points will be cleared in detail. So let's start. I hope Raghav, this particular information will be okay for you. And after the webinar, just in your free time, go and watch that webinar of new described images. And I have also explained the way how you can actually stretch your word count in your speech. So let's start, guys. Your speaking mini module, mini mock test is there. This is the very first read aloud, giving you a few seconds to prepare it. Now for the final time, how you should speak this. For any kind of words that you are finding them difficult and how to pronounce them, just check it. The definition of a disaster varies by organization. Various entities have different pain thresholds that define when an incident becomes a disaster. A bank, for example, will have different criteria than a poison control hotline. With this fact in mind, any organization should begin the process of implementing first alert and response teams after it has completed a business impact analysis. Moving to the next. Take your time. Preparation time is over. Now the final time. Thompson recognized and exploited all the ingredients of a successful amusement ride, writes Judith A. Adams, in the American amusement park industry. His coasters combined an appearance of danger with actual safety, thrilled riders with exhilarating speed, and allowed the public to intimately experience the Industrial Revolution's new technologies of gears, steel, and dazzling electric lights. Next one. Before I move to the next, let me tell you one thing here. At two places you had the word THE before a word which is starting with a vowel. See this. The American. Don't say this as the American. Okay, your word in the software will not be highlighted if you will speak this THE as the. And the same way here also. It is the Industrial Revolutions. Whenever this word THE will come with the next word starting with the vowel, so please speak this word as the ingredients. Don't speak the. The we always pronounce when the next word will be starting with a consonant. So please take care of this thing. This is not the, it is the ingredients, the American, the industrial. Make a note of this thing on your diary so that you can always have this thing in your mind whenever you shuffle your pages. So let's move to the next question of read aloud. Giving you the time to prepare it. Preparation time is over for the final time. Karl Marx is arguably the most famous political philosopher of all time, but he was also one of the great foreign correspondents of the 19th century. During his 11 years writing for the New York Tribune, their collaboration began in 1852. Marx tackled an abundance of topics, from issues of class and the state of world affairs. Next, now you will be having your repeat sentences. Here is your first repeat sentence.
The aesthetic implications of this study have not yet been fully explored.
The answer is?
The aesthetic implications of this study have not yet been fully explored.
The aesthetic implications of the study have not yet been fully explored. While speaking these kind of repeat sentences, we may shuffle some of the words like have not been yet. We can also speak. If you have spoken in this way, don't try to Fumble at that place when you are thinking that I may shuffle these words in repeat sentence. I know the content is important, but for the most important thing is that you are not fumbling. Because when you will be fumbling, you are taking the breakages, and just because of that, you will not be even able to speak the right content at the right time. So, in repeat sentences, the utmost important thing will be whatever you have captured, just speak it. That's it. Next one, listen to the audio carefully.
If she doesn't speak the language, she's not going to sit around a week for the translator.
The answer is, if she doesn't speak the language, she's not going to sit around a week for the translator. Next audio.
In this library, reserve collection books can be borrowed for up to 3 hours.
Answer is, in this library, reserve collection books can be borrowed for up to 3 hours. Next one.
The results will be available in the main course and online.
Answer is, the results will be available in the main course and online. Next one.
The library is located on the other side of the campus behind the student center.
The answer is, the library is located on the other side of the campus behind the student center. Next one.
You should include your name and identification number in the application form.
Answer is, you should include your name and identification number in the application form. One small tip, the number of times you are having in your speech the word and, don't immediately speak the next word. Try to, just for a small microsecond, try to just close your mouth so that its sound will not get attached to the sound of the coming next word. If I speak this sentence in this way, you should include your name and, now I took a pause, that is important. If I'm speaking in this way, you should include your name and identification number. You will not be able to speak clearly the next word. Most of the times, just use any kind of app, and whenever you will be speaking such words which are having and in between, okay, those will not be captured by the software completely. It will always give you a wrong word at that place because of it is not able to capture the clear sound. So that's why always say this way, and open your mouth more is the most important thing. Next one.
The glass is not the real solid, because it doesn't have a crystal structure.
Answer is, the glass is not the real solid because it doesn't have a crystal structure. Now you are having your describing the images, giving you 25 seconds to prepare your answer, then I'll be showing you the sample response. Here is your answer. The given image is a flowchart. This represents the life cycle of an apple. The inner wall of the ovary becomes the apple core around the seeds. In summer, the apples grow bigger and gradually change color, and the tree produces new growth. In fall, The apples ripen about 2 weeks before the harvest. The apple's food supply from the tree is cut off and the apples become sweeter. Now see, whatever is given here in the sample response, is it matching with it? I just talked about its growth. I just talked about how we get apples in summers and in winters. You just need to speak anything. That's it. You can even speak about its small images that you can see. You can even speak about these arrows, their colors, the color of bud, the color of the words. Tree, seeds, fruit, flower, bud are written in green color. Speak in this way. After that, the moment you reach here, the flower, speak for here, your favorite flower. Apple is very good in fever and viral. Speak this. It's your favorite fruit. Speak this. It's not necessary that you should be speaking whatever is given on the screen. The utmost important thing is your fluency. Going to the next question. Very important image. Let's check the sample answer. This image represents the correct technique to use a keyboard. The hands should be in a straight line on the keyboard and the palm should be rested properly. The operator should keep the arm close to the body in a relaxed position. In conclusion, these ergonomic techniques would definitely improve the work efficiently for the people who work daily on a computer. Next question. Take your time. Check the sample answer. The picture gives information about the 9 planets in our solar system and Pluto in order to size. According to the picture, it is obvious that Jupiter is the largest and followed by Saturn. We can also see that the third largest planet is Uranus and the size of Neptune ranks fourth. Then we can notice that our beloved Earth is the 5th biggest planet in the solar system, followed by Venus, Mars, and Mercury. It is also not surprising to find that Pluto is the smallest one among the 9 planets, which is actually nowadays it is not one of the 9 planets. In conclusion, we can say that the solar system includes the sun, planets, and other objects. Now you are having the Retell lecture. Listen to the audio carefully.
What nutritional guidelines should we be following?
Well, probably the best source of nutritional guidelines are those that are issued by the American Cancer Society or the National Cancer Institute. And the American Cancer Society, for example, offers 4 really basic, simple nutrition guidelines. The first guideline, which in my mind is the most important, is to choose most of the foods that you eat from plant sources. And we can talk more detail about that in a moment. The second guideline is to limit your intake of high-fat foods, particularly from animal sources. The third guideline is to be physically active and achieve a normal, healthy body weight. And the final guideline is to limit consumption of alcoholic beverages if you choose to drink at all.
So, Susan, one of the things we always hear about from the American Cancer Society is this 5-a-day recommendation. Maybe if you could explain to our listening audience what that actually means.
The 5-a-day recommendation is a very simple way of communicating the message to increase consumption of these plant foods. And what 5-a-day means is 5 servings per day of fruits and vegetables in total. And some people misunderstand this guideline, and they may think it's okay if I have 5 glasses of fruit juice a day and I've met my 5-a-day guideline. But the goal is really to choose both fruits and vegetables as part of the 5-a-day guideline, to vary the fruits and vegetables that you eat on a daily basis. And that alone is a very major step forward in terms of reducing your risk for cancer.
The sample answer for this Retell lecture. The lecture was discussing the best simple nutrition guideline which is offered by American Cancer Society. She explained that first guideline is eating more plant sources food, second is limiting animal and high fat source of food, third is keeping a normal weight by increasing physical activity level, and the fourth is limiting the alcohol and beverage consumption. She also added some information about a 5-a-day recommendation, which means 5 serving of various fruit and vegetables should be consumed per day. In conclusion, she told these guidelines could reduce the risks of cancer. One small tip regarding your Retell lecture. 80% people they are lacking in basically in listening section just because of 2 question types. One is your Retell lecture and the other one is your summarized spoken text. That is the very first question of your listening module. Let me tell you one thing. If the audio length is more, you need to write more keywords in your speech, in your writing part. So please don't use templates. In Retell lecture, you can use template, but the word choice that you are taking from the template, it should be very less so that you can save your time to add more keywords from the lecture itself. Clear? And one more thing. One day, one person wrote one message to me in Telegram group of PTE Tutorials. He wrote, we are getting difficulty in speaking the words like this. STS or SKS, like insists, risks. Why don't you put more stress on this word? Automatically the software will pick it. While I was speaking this word, see, in conclusion, she told these guidelines could reduce the risks of cancer. Don't speak in rush. Your tongue will help you to speak the word with clarity. Let's move to the next question. A bit difficult one.
Here are some of the benefits that you could get from learning another language. Learning languages offers an unparalleled insight into other people and other cultures. There's even research to suggest that companies value deep cultural and language skills very highly. So learning a new language could be a huge advantage for your career. Learning languages can also help you to deal with stress and other mental health issues. Research shows that by learning a language, you can actually delay the onset of dementia by 4.5 years on average. The NHS even recommends it as a way to actively fight depression. Finally, learning languages is a great way to broaden your mind and make you a better lateral thinker. That means that people who learn languages are not just good at word puzzles, but they're also good at maths and arithmetic.
Take your time. Check the sample response. The lecture was discussing the importance of learning language. The speaker mentioned that there is a controversial debate among people that learning second language is beneficial in some ways. He mentioned that firstly, it would enhance communication skills. Secondly, it is advantageous in terms of employment because it is one of the valuable skills that employers are looking for. In conclusion, second language is one of the most valuable skills in the fact-changing world. Next, we will be having answer short question. Playing the first answer short question.
Gram. Kilogram and velocity. Which one is used to measure the speed of butterfly wings?
Check the answer. Velocity. Next one.
Where does crocodiles live? In forest or swamp?
Answer is swamp. Just give me 1 minute. Sorry for the inconvenience. Let's move to the next question.
Ounces, kg are the measures of what?
Let me play it again.
Ounces, kg are the measures of what?
Answer is weight. Ounces are measured in kgs or what? Weight. Next one.
Which kind of transportation involves human effort? Horse riding, cycling, and
Answer is cycling. Next question.
What do we use to launch space shuttle?
Answer is rocket boosters. The last answer short question.
Where does camel normally appear?
In the desert. That's all for today's speaking mini mock. Now, if you have any queries regarding your speaking section, please ask them. Already you have sent me so many messages. Let me check it. Raghav, I have replied already to your message. How to explain the data such as line graphs. Speak anything, that's it, I would say. We have to speak too fast. Nevin is asking no. Nevin, let me clear one thing to you. When we speak very fast, what happens? The sounds of the words will be getting attached to each other. So that would put bad impact. For example, suppose in answer short questions, many times people ask, do we need to add the articles before we speak the main word? I would say just avoid to speak the articles. Reason, suppose in the picture, in this answer short questions, you got one image in front of you. In that image, the question was, which of the following is a citrus fruit? In the basket that is given in front of you, the picture, you saw oranges. So you will be speaking in this way. If you are like me, so as I am aware when to put article in front of any word, so we will put, I will rather say, an orange. That's okay. But just imagine if I speak it in a wrong way, an orange. There is no such sound present in the dictionary of the software which will be sounding like this, an orange. Though my answer is correct, but still at that time software will not give me any kind of answer, any kind of score. Though my answer is correct. So please work on it. Don't add the articles. And if you want to add the article, speak in this way, an orange. Give gap between those two words. That's why I will never recommend you to speak fast. Speaking fast means you are going out of the pace. I can show you so many score reports of students, those students who are the members of PTE Tutorials Telegram group. Back to back, they are appearing in the exam. Listening, reading, writing scores are good. Even their enabling skills like fluency is more than 80, their pronunciation is more than 80, but don't know why speaking they are stucking at 77, 78, 75, because you are going out of the pace. So please always speak naturally. Even on your read aloud, the heading which is given before you start your read aloud, it is written that speak naturally and clearly. Naturally means you are getting the scores for your fluency, and the way how you will be speaking it should be clear. That would add the score into your pronunciation. Anila is asking, what are the ways to remember the repeat sentence? Let me tell you, Anila, whenever it comes to your listening ability, you only are the one who can improve yourself. Because if you are able to understand the accent, the pronunciation, only then you will be able to retain the words in your memory. And the very important thing, why you people get scared from repeat sentences? It's not a phobia, it's all about the understanding. If you are able, one more thing I want to add here, in repeat sentences, there can never ever be in real exam a single one repeat sentence for which the speaker, how he or she is speaking, they people have to speak with one intonation. If I will not be adding the intonation in my speech, no one will be able to understand what I'm saying. That is why it is said mimic the tone. What that mimicking the tone is basically. Mimicking the tone means you have understood the accent, you have understood what the speaker has said to you. Just take it as the command that you have to take right now. If the whole lecture, the whole this webinar that now I'm delivering, if I speak in this way, you just have to speak in English, you just have to maintain the fluency, you will not be able to understand. I need to add intonations in my voice so that you people can understand what I'm saying. And definitely those speakers will also add intonation in repeat sentences in the same way so that you can capture more words, you can retain more words in your memory, and you just speak out. And for more long words, long sentences, I would just say out of 15 sentences, out of 15 words in one sentence, suppose hard luck, you got that one sentence, 15 words, Speak as much as you can. That's it. Because PTE score guide says if you are speaking less than 100% but more than 50%, deduction of only 1 mark. But if you will be fumbling, just imagine, that would further decrease your each and every enabling skills score. And fumbling will reduce the word count in your speech. I hope, Anila, this would help you. Next question I have, Karan. Madam, how to remember the repeat sentence in mind? One more tip I want to give here. You played one audio for repeat sentences. Suppose you were not able to capture more than 2 to 3 words. What we people do? We move to the next question. Again, the same thing is happening with me. Why you are doing so? Let's first be on the same audio. Play it again and again until you're able to capture each and every word. Basically, you should be familiar about the accents. That's the utmost important thing. Clear? Just do one thing today. Play any retell lecture, play any repeat sentence until you are able to capture all the words. Don't move to the next question. It becomes so easy for you slowly and slowly. Just do it in this way. Gagan, does content matter in describe images? No. Content doesn't matter in describe images. You just need to maintain your fluency. Next question is from Vinayak. Is your speed is correct in read aloud? See, read aloud doesn't say this thing that you have to shout, you have to speak fast. Speaking fast would decrease my score for my pronunciation. And I need a lot of score from my pronunciation because read aloud is one of the integrated questions and I will be getting the score from here that will be further added to my reading module. So please take care of this thing. Nowhere it is mentioned that you have to speak very fast. Fluency doesn't mean that speaking very fast. Clear? Next, how to pronounce the words correctly. Watch some videos on YouTube. Listen to natives. When you are watching the videos on YouTube, watch with the subtitles. Once play the video when the speaker is speaking and you are just reading the subtitles. Next time, play the same audio, play the same video, and now with the help of subtitles, try to speak along with the speaker. The moment any kind of unmatch you will be able to find in your and the speaker's pronunciation, the sounds will not be matching. It means you are speaking that word wrong. This is the best thing that you can do for yourself to improve your pronunciation. Next, I have the question from Mohammed. His question is missed somewhere. Yes, how to get good score in oral fluency and pronunciation. Fluency, non-stop talk. You should not fumble. You should speak only and only English and take care of your pace. Pronunciation, just as 1 minute back I said that listen to natives is the best thing that you can improve through which your pronunciation. deeper tips to increase pronunciation and fluency score. Please watch the webinars, the previous webinars given on how to improve your fluency. First thing I want to add here, improving your fluency, it means that first you should be aware of the meaning of this word fluency, what fluency is, and task by task, what is the purpose of fluency? Fluency is important only in 3 sections: read aloud, your Retell lecture, and your describing the images. Work on these areas. Payal is asking, whenever we get a Retell lecture with disturbances, how to tackle? See, at that time I would say, like now in this Retell lecture, the second Retell lecture you got in this speaking mini mock, it was having so much disturbance at the background. So how to deal with it? Just try to imagine this thing that there is no such sound you are listening. Your main focus should be on the content the speaker is speaking. Just focus on it. And only with the practice of this, you can improve this. If you want to practice such audios, I would say open PTE Tutorials app, go to the question number 90, 91, 92, 93, 94. Very good audios have been added with background music, so that, and with different paces. Just after the class, play the audio number 93 in Retell lectures, and you will get this thing 92, 93, 94, and there are many more. Right now I can recall only these numbers. You will be getting to know this thing, that how bad I can have an audio in my paper. I always say this thing, prepare yourself for the worst things also, because no one knows this thing, that how you will be able to appear, how your presence will be there on the doomsday. Just imagine if I have prepared myself for all the long lectures, and in exam I got a 35-second audio only. Then in 35 seconds, many people, they just have started writing one group of pair only, and then that pair can have, say, 3 to 5 words, not more than that. How to increase fluency at that time when you are just having in your Retell lecture 3 to 5 words? And if you will not be speaking more than 35 seconds, your fluency will be down, definitely. So just prepare yourself for the worst things too, how you will tackle with such situations when you just get trapped into it. Next, Naveen, the same question. Improving pronunciation. Do that thing. Watching the video with subtitle and then speaking along with the speaker. Yes, Manu is also asking the same question, because I wasn't even able, because this is the first time that, Manu, I think that you are experiencing such audio in Retell lecture which is having a background music. Play such audios, videos on YouTube, and just practice. Always remember, practice makes man perfect. That's it. Practice is the basic key. Khushbu is asking, I missed the first part. Khushbu, the recording of this webinar will be uploaded on YouTube, so please watch it later. Maybe till evening it will be uploaded. Naveen is asking, what parameters through which I can say that my pronunciation is better and I should improve? See, Naveen, I would say just, are you the part of PTE Tutorials Telegram group? If not, please join it, and I would say send your audios there, in that group, and we tutors will listen to the audios and we will guide you. Simple, that you need to work on this, you need to work on this. Deepak is asking about adding the articles in the answer short question. Deepak, I had already gave the answer, given this answer to your question, that you have to add or you should not. If you are adding, give the space between those two words. Better if you don't add. When we use Gagandeep, please ask the questions regarding speaking only. I'm good in fluency, Naveen is saying, but scoreless in pronunciation. Work on your pronunciation, sir. Listen to natives is the best thing. Don't download any kind of Google app or dictation.io or something like that, because these all are able to understand the Indian accents. That's why they will be telling you you are 90% correct in your pronunciation, but you may get weird scores in your real exam. So please try to think as per the PTE software what has been added into it. Nero was asking, in repeat sentence if we speak 90%, but in that 90% sequence is like 30% correct. One article or one more word is missed. See, if you if you shuffle the words, if you are changing the order, penalty is there. Don't change the order. Don't change the sequence. Sequence is important in repeat sentences as well as in your write from dictation. I'm not saying the deduction will be completely 1 mark. It will be based on 0.2, 0.3, etc. Rishit is asking, emphasize on summarized spoken text and Retell lecture. Of course, Rishit. Summarized spoken text, you have 10 minutes. You have to write there. And Retell lecture, we have only 40 seconds to speak in a microphone. So I would say at that time in Retell lecture, the best thing that you can do for both these questions, and I want to say that you need to practice these two questions, you need to practice them rather simultaneously. If I'm playing one audio, just act with that audio first as if you are speaking for your Retell lecture, and second time write the same audio in your words as if you are writing it for summarized spoken text. The basic thing is, in summarized spoken text, I would say you need more keywords as compared to your Retell lecture, because in your Retell lecture, time is less, 40 seconds, and in 40 seconds on an average, a person can speak 100 to 120 words. Clear? And in summarized spoken text, the task itself is telling you summarize spoken text. Summarizing means a story that you need to write there. And I will be able to write about a story in one paragraph only if I have more and more group of words. That's why it is emphasized that you need to write more keywords in your SST. And in Retell lecture, whatever you are capturing, just try to write on your notepad and try to speak after that. And in Retell lecture, you can, even if your retaining power is more and you are good in capturing the keywords, you just need to repeat what the speaker has said. That's why it is called Retell the lecture. Next one. Vivek, how to identify which are the repeated questions. I would say prefer exam memories of last few months and this month and the next month. That would help you to identify which are the repeated questions and repeat sentences. Dipali, do we need to stop before 40 seconds in the AI? Of course. Once the software will not penalize you for this thing that you are speaking for more than 40 seconds, because when you are speaking for more than 40 seconds, your last sentence is incomplete. So once it is okay, but the same error you will be doing back to back, then it can put bad impact. And for minimum time, speak for 35 seconds. I mean to say that 90% of the bar you can speak. Ridha is asking, if you speak wrong answer in answer short question, yes, you will not get any kind of credit, not a single mark. Only 0 mark will be added to your account. Neeraj, I have already explained that how you have to improve your pronunciation. How many seconds we need to speak in Retell lecture? Nevin is asking. You need to speak more. More speech, that is equal to more keywords in your speech, that is equal to more score in your listening section. And we people are lacking in listening section. That's why speak more, add more keywords. Next, I always stuck. Rumi is asking in 18 to 20, between 18 to 20, what this is. Between 18 to 20 in pronunciation, but in fluency almost 50 to 60. How can I? Okay, the scores you are saying. First of all, Rumi, work on your pitch, then work on your fluency. Take coaching to improve your fluency, I would say. Gunasekaran is asking about pitch, pace. I'm not saying phase, okay, it's pace. Pace and pitch. Watch the webinar on repeatedly getting less score in speaking section. It would clear your each doubt. To improve the fluency, please watch the webinars, the previous webinars. Himlata is asking, from where can I practice the read aloud to increase pronunciation? Himlata, download PTE Tutorials app and it would help you with so much content. Bulk content is there in PTE Tutorials app, and you can also refer to our exam memories which are back to back shared by me, some other tutors and my team in PTE Tutorials Telegram group. Manu is asking about the pitch. 100 to 175 Hertz is the required pitch range. Nevin is asking about introduction and conclusion. See, introduction means you are adding one sentence in your speech the moment you are going to start speaking anything. Conclusion. For me, I don't believe that conclusion is important. Reason? Software is not waiting for me that when Shruti will be speaking the word conclusion or any kind of synonym of this word conclusion, then software will give me the best score. It cannot happen. So just think that way. If you still want to add the conclusion, you can just say, in the end, the speaker was talking about blah, blah, blah. That's it. Whatever the last words you have. Not at all. Every time you will be getting the lecture and you will be getting such described image for which you can produce a conclusion. It's not possible. If the speaker in the audio hasn't spoken anything regarding the conclusion area, then how I should be specified and how I can add the conclusion. Just rephrase your last few words and connect them to the words like, in the end, the speaker wanted to say this thing, that's it. Virpal is asking, pitch matters for male also? Yes, to some extent. I have listened to such audios of males whose pitch was coming in the female region. This happens. If you have very loud voice, even if the person is speaking in his normal voice, it means that loud voice means high pitch. And Veerbal is asking, speaking flat is mandatory for male also? Of course. What will happen? It depends upon task to task, Veerbal. Because in a repeat sentence, I need to speak with intonation. I cannot speak with flat tone because my speaker is using intonation and my mind has captured those words. I was able to retain those words in my memory only when I was able to listen with intonation. Just imagine if I'm speaking this particular sentence. Um, in front of me right now, one sentence is how to get good scores in oral fluency and pronunciation. Suppose the speaker spoke this sentence in this repeat sentence. How to get good scores in oral fluency and pronunciation. The speaker will always speak in this way. Just imagine if I have listened in this way, can I speak immediately after that in this way? How to get good score in oral fluency and pronunciation? No, we cannot produce such kind of sound after listening to one audio which was completely filled with intonation. At that time intonation matters because in repeat sentences, important thing is your content. The number of words you will be speaking, whether you are pronouncing them with correct and clear pronunciation, only then the software will give you the score for your listening section. Otherwise, no. So at that time, speaking flat is weird. That's why it is important when you are in one task, how to deal with it. When you are in another task, how to deal with it. I hope my point is clear, Virbal. That's all for today. I hope after so long I attended one of the webinars. So thank you for joining and participating in this webinar. For any kind of further queries, please send your queries in PTE Tutorials Telegram group. And for bulk material, you can practice questions from PTE Tutorials app and exam memories. Don't forget to just have a look in the last week of your paper. And for this, just go into your shared media of PTE Tutorials Telegram group. For any kind of link, if you are not part of that group, just visit our website. There you will get one link through which you can immediately be the member of our superb 16,000 plus members group. Thank you so much for joining this webinar. Take care. Bye-bye.